Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals, it's your friend Minnie here. And yes, Giron, we're going to start building pretty soon. Been hyping this. I've been looking forward to doing this. So first things first, as I was getting ready for tonight's stream, I bought a little kit from, Mao's Big Rock Candy Mountain, aka China. It's a tiny 5-key keyboard, so that on the fly, now while I stream, I can just go boom, and here we are. Yay, super happy. And when I ultimately lose a screw or a spring in tonight's stream, we will cry our eyes out. And then when I step on said spring or screw, we will get very angry and possibly break the keyboard. That's right, Mao's Big Rock Candy Mountain. It's where all the cheap electronics are made. But I don't think we're going to get this mad, especially for the cost of everything. We'll just get frustrated. There we go. Yay. But let's go back to normal. Normal's good. No breaking of boards. Also, if you want to keep track of things, I whipped up a very vintage looking site for the ministry. So let's see if this works. Boop. Pow. Boom. You'll find all of my streaming socials there, as well as other things. I'm going to turn the music down just a hair. Actually, let me find some better music to play real fast for us, because Obviously, this isn't a game stream, so we will not have any music except for the music we play. So, let's, here you go. This'll work. We'll go over here and go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Shh. Do-do-do-do. Mute that. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, come on. Ah! Of course, you know, Minnie, you're blowing your shot. Yeah, you built everything up, and then everything stops working all of a sudden. There you go. Also with the camera setup. Whoa, there we go. Ah, now we got some jams. Is the music volume good for everybody? I hope so. Anyway, let's quit stalling and let's get to it. So we're gonna go to our craft cam. There we go. Hi everybody. Woo! Right. There we go. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Turn it up a little bit in OBS and a little bit lower in my ears. Them gloves, though, that's right. These are my ritual motions. I got these last year, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think. It was during Pride where, hello, Zaku. It's okay. We're just getting started. People are commenting on my gloves. I do have programming socks that match these, but those will not be on stream tonight. You'll find those at my OnlyFans at, wait, what? No. Anyway, today we are building a keyboard, as I've been hyping all week. Yay, hello, Dr. Genova. Woo, thank you. So we're calling this build the MS 8890. It is based on a Keychron board. Let's see how should we do it. So this right here, this is my personal Keychron. I'm going to quick disconnect it. It's going to yell at me, but that's okay. But we're not using most of the guts, and of course not these keycaps. Everything's going to be different, but this is quasi the same thing we're doing. So let's plug this back in here. Boop. Get out of the way. Focus. Thank you. So you saw that case. Well, with a mixture of AS29 gray green and satin pistachio with liberal light coats, we get our base case. One of the first things I did was replace the rinky-dink Bluetooth. So the Keychron, where's my notes? I even made notes for this stream. The Keychron K4 is a hot swappable board that's both Bluetooth compatible and USB-C, but it has this really tiny battery, so I double size the battery. And here is the Keychron board itself we'll be using. No soldering tonight, because your girl's lazy, but that's okay. This way, if anybody who gets this board, just like most of my boards, I normally solder boards that are for me because I obviously picked out the switches, but you know, sometimes people, you don't like this switch or that switch. So here, I'll give you an example. This was my, where'd it go? It's over here. Ah, it's sticking to things. This was a Let's Split that I made earlier last year. Not gonna lie, I probably made it just because of the Lupin, the third character, silk screened. But as you can see, the switches themselves are soldered directly to the board. There is no going back unless you want to go and unsolder all of them. And I'm not going to do that, so. This is the old style controller. Oh, sorry, trying to get the glare off. We got ourselves a fancy new one on here. I don't know if anybody saw that Instagram story I put out, but come on, focus, focus. There you go. So yeah, first things first, we're gonna connect this battery. I might do it off camera just because this Molex connector is teeny tiny. And I don't want to break it because I've already broken it twice getting the old battery out. Yep, make sure we're pointing it in the right way. While I'm doing this, how's everybody's night going so far? I know it's earlier than normal than I stream, but I figured this might take a while, so yeah, there we go. Yay. Oh, maybe. And we're in. You're writing documents to train people? Very good, very good. Normally the problem with writing documentation for that is you write it and it's very good and then it gets put in a binder somewhere, and 9 times out of 10 the people who should actually follow the procedures therein don't. But you don't find that out until audit comes. So we are in, and we will start screwing this down. Good thing about the Keyrons are, these are the board screws over here. These are the external screws. They're all, the internal ones are all the same size. The external ones are all the same size. So, I mean, you gotta keep it real. Come on now. This way, in case you mix them up, you can't. Yeah, so to do. Also, over here to the side, you can't see it, but I'll just grab some of it for you. Not sponsored. I wish I was. This is my iFixit toolkit. My grandpa always taught me when it came to tools that you were going to use on a regular basis to just buy once and cry once. Because before this, I had a bunch of cheapy ones, and of course the bits would break, and this, that, and the other. Yes, this was a little pricier than most, but last 3-4 years I've had it, I've only actually, I take that back. I didn't break. I bent a bit, and I only did that because I was using it to pry things, because that's what you should totally do. You shouldn't do that. Okay, we're there. Hey, TV head. Mwah. Welcome, welcome. Our newly painted backplane. Hey, hey. Hey, we just started this stream. You can, you're supposed to slowly roast me, not just all at once. You don't want your mini well done. Come on now. So yeah, so these are the standard spacers that come with it, but they and the switches I'll pull out once we get there um, have all been lubed by yours truly. With Krytox 205G0 lube, and we'll talk about lube later in the evening. We're gonna have so many lube jokes. It's gonna be great. So I was just asking everybody. So and this includes you, TV Head. Now, yes, go on. How are you doing today, TV Head? All the screws forever. We're screwing tonight and lubing and all that fun stuff. So way back when a store called Sears and Roebuck existed, I know most of you in chat already know what I'm talking about, but in case we get some young folk, they used to have their tools, the Craftsman tools. And the thing about buying Craftsman tools were they all had, at least their hand tools, not like the electrical ones. All the hand tools, screwdrivers, ratchets, stuff like that, had a lifetime warranty. But the thing was, as long as what was it? How did they say it? It was like you use the tool properly. And yeah, no, we used to go over there all the time with Phillips or flathead screwdrivers that were bent 90 degrees because we used them to pry open crates and whatnot. And the person behind the counter would be like, "How did this happen?" And be like, "Oh, we were just screwing in a screw, and all of a sudden the screwdriver just went, I don't know, but a new one, please." I like to think that was the reason why Sears went out of business, and not because they got bought out by Kmart. That's right. Things to remember tonight. Always use your tool properly. There can be too much lube, but you always want to err on the side of more than less. Always prepare. Yes, always prepare to stroke your keys. Also, just because I want to show it off, because I think it's super cool. My desk mat here. This is the switch, or the switches that. Let me grab my key puller, my Kali key puller. Much better than these crummy ones that if you buy a keyboard with replaceable keycaps come with. Don't use these. These are bad. Let me there you go. Shh. I don't know what you're talking about. He's just there doing their own thing. Here I can put the but there you go. Much better. Much better. But yeah, let me unplug this so you can see how what a big geek I am. If you focus, please. You're gonna focus? No, you're gonna shut down the lights. Maybe you can see it better. Camera's like, no, I'm gonna autocorrect no matter what. I just had a light. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, this is the same as that. That's all I was going at. Whee. Get the light back on. There we go. Using ring lights to build keyboards. What has the world come to? There we go. Also, on when I'm talking about tools and whatnot, we haven't populated switches yet, but when a lot of keyboards come with switch pullers, and this is what they think a switch puller is. This came with a Corsair that had a hot swappable switches, and this came with a Ducky. Duckies are hot swappable keyboards out of South Korea, which are actually really nice keyboards. But yeah, no, you don't want to use this. This is gonna mar your back plate. It's gonna break your switches. No. Best thing I found for a switch puller is if you look, or you're old enough to remember, they used to sell IC pullers, integrated circuit pullers, chip pullers, and I buy a couple of those, and I just bend the tongs one outward for pulling switches from within, and then one a little bit bent this way to get the edge switches. And you'll never break a switch. Well, I mean, you shouldn't break a switch. That guarantee is not guaranteed. But yeah, those will cost you a whole $3 off of Amazon. Anyway, back to the screwing. You just hear a gear on in the background. Yes, that's the action I came for. All this hardware screwing. So when painting this, there was a specific theme I was going for, and I could not find, well, the closest color I could find. It's like hey, if I'm being called out this evening, I'm going to call everybody else out too. So the closest color match I could find again was this gray-green, which is meant for models like airplanes and Gunpla and whatnot. But when I put it on, it was so close to what I wanted, but like not right there. And I was like, no, that's fine. 100% match doesn't matter. So I painted and sanded and painted and sanded and painted and sanded, add on, etc., etc. And as a last coat, I'm going to paint the last coat, and I noticed that if you saw in some of my pictures, I was using toothpicks to prop up everything to paint, all sides and whatnot. There were little marks where the toothpicks were, and I was like, okay, just a little, nothing, empty. So I call every place in town, and nobody has it. My last source, I text them, and they're like, whatever you want, Minnie, we'll see if we got it. So this is number 29, right? They had numbers 16 through 28 and then 30 on. That is correct. That is correct. I was going to giggle there, but you're absolutely right. When screwing, if it feels like it may be going in at the wrong angle, don't force it. You may tear the hole, and in a rare instance, you can break your tool. So, if you think you're doing it wrong, just back off slowly. Since there is a joke there, I'm not going to say what I normally say when it comes to screwing with tools. The old adage is, when in doubt, when you hear it crack, just do it a quarter turn backwards and wait for the morning crew to fix it. But you should never do that. That's terrible. You can tell I've worked in union shops. Yep, there we go. Also, if you're unsure you're doing it right, just go backwards a little bit, and the screw will just pop down in place, and then you can screw it normally. You're not doing, since the screws are so small and you're doing it by hand, you're not going to be putting enough torque to reverse thread the screws or anything. Put that bit back there, and we'll get our next one ready when we need it. That's only one thing, and this is just back screwing is also is always a good idea. That's right. I like it when kits and whatnot use all the same type of screw. I don't care what it is, you know, Phillips, Robertson, Torx, whatnot. God forbid they use a standard screw. I hate standard screws. But it's like, just commit to one. On this one, however, they didn't. They used Phillips here on the inside, and then on the outside, we're going to be using Torx. There's a really cool kit. Where are you? Novel Keys is a keyboard company in the community. They make switch. Well, they recolor switches, I should say, and they make some keyboard kits. And one of them they have is called the NK65, where there's 3 or 4 layers just like this one, but screws go on this way, screws go on this way, and then they clamshells together, so then there's no visible fasteners or screws, and you can just pop it open if ever need be with a guitar pick or a plastic spudger. I have one in my kit here, which is just an oversized guitar pick, so just go buy you some cheap guitar picks and you'll be fine. Yay. So that was the easy part. Putting the boards together, that's no big deal. Now it's time for switches. And to continue with the theme, as well as going with the customer's request, did something special. I did see those framework laptops. I think it's a really cool concept, but I've seen concepts like that in the past, and I'm like, if you wanna drop the link in chat, TV Head, you go right ahead. So, I know, color-coded screws. Or just use the same fastener, but I'm gonna get off my soapbox. It's okay, it's okay. When there's different kinds of switches, you have the clicky switches that what are called tactile. You have the silent linear switches. The ones I'm using here are a mix. They're all linear, but they're 2 switches put together, hence the different colorways. I wanted a linear switches on here that were quiet but also very fast because the client types are very fast. But I also wanted them to match the theme. So Echo is a new Switch player. Here we go. And I imported these bad boys for this build. They're matcha green tea line. Ooh, I feel like Vanna White. I can talk. Talking is good. You can just hold that up in case anybody wants to see the force diagram. There's so many, like if you go onto RMK, which is the mechanical keyboard subreddit, so many people are like, "Yo, bro, let me show you. This is the force for these switches and da da da." Like, I don't care if I want to feel it, I want to hear it. The chart's not going to tell me anything. The bad thing about the Echoes is they can start to add up because they only come in one box. And this is how many switches come in one box. So at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45 switches. And this is 100, focus, thank you, 100 plus keyboard, so 3 boxes. If you're going to do your first build and you want RGB and lights, because obviously RGB makes your computer run faster. We know this. This has been proven time and time again. The old way back when, they used to put the LEDs in the switches. And here you go. And that was all well and good because we didn't have RGB LEDs at the time, so each switch could be a different color, and then you could like spell things or whatnot. But that was it. You either had whatever color. I was just gonna say it was Linus who proved that RGB makes all computer stuff run faster. So, but now all of the boards, if you're going to have lighting on your keyboard, the lighting is going to come from the board itself, not the switch. This has RGB LEDs on for every key. We stand Linus. Here, I can talk. These are called well, these are known as 3-pin, obviously, because you have 2 actual pins and then a stabilizing pin. This is the 3rd reversion of the Mach 4 board, okay? All of these have 3 pins, 3 pins, 3 pins, 3 pins. Mine, however, is the it's not even a actual production board. It's a preview board, and if I can remember what switch it is. Oh, ha! That's not gonna help you. I'm like, I will just pull out the. Actually, I can do that. Why not? We'll do that. Let's pull out switches on my board, and I'll. This will be a teachable moment. Nope. I guessed wrong that it was not the key I was looking for. Come on. Nope, that's not the key I was looking for either. Well, I'm not gonna pull out anymore. I will just tell you what I was gonna tell you and not show you. It'll be tell and not so. Yeah, pull out. This keyboard theme, keyboard stream is now practicing a Catholicism. No. We're just gonna stop that train of thought right now. One of these keys on my production board actually doesn't have the hole for the stabilizer because of where the USB-C port is mounted. It's actually higher on mine than it is on this one. So where the USB controller is on the back, they just seal that because, of course, it wouldn't go through. And I was like, well, I can just file off the stabilizer, which is what I did. And then when this kit came in, let me see if I still have it. Because I even asked them, I was like, what do you want me to do? Just file that off. That's the easiest thing. I can't think of any easier way to do that. And then when I got this kit, that's right. In the instructions, it says depending on the board, it may not have all of the holes that you need. And what do they want you to do? Let me see, focus. Yeah, in the instructions it just says cut the freaking pin off. So there you go. Sometimes the easiest solution is the best. So now we'll start populating switches. You always want to, since this is solderless, where the pins go, you want to make a note of that. So the LEDs are on top. That means pins go on the bottom. Mwah! Death is Genova. Hold on, let me mwah here. There you go. You have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, we want to make a note that pins go on the bottom. The pins are on the bottom on this board. Some are the opposite. Their pins are on the top. The LED is on the bottom. This way you get more lighting. You never want to force it. You just want to have the back plane hold it, and then clicks right in place, and we're good to go. Now I'm hoping that I'm going to put all of the switches in without bending any pins, and it's going to work, and everything's going to be fantastic. I doubt that's going to happen because I've never had that happen, but since I have all of y'all with me, that might be the case. I hear laughing. Yeah, that was so much hope there, so much faith, because we all got faith of the heart. Like I said earlier, these are linear switches. I'm gonna here. Let me pause the music. Pause the music real fast. I'm gonna hold this up to the mic. You may not even be able to hear anything. No, it's the power of family. Family's more powerful than friendship. Come on now. Okay. Do you hear anything at all? Because I can't hear anything. Right out of the box. Right out of the box. These have they're super smooth, but there's a very, very slight scratchiness to them. But yeah, no. I used to think, haha, only people way into this hobby lube their switches. You really don't need to lube your switches. And I mean, 9 times out of 10, you don't need to lube your switches. But if you do lube your switches, then you get this nice and quiet and is beautiful. Lube's pretty cheap. I've got a little jar of the Krytox. I think it cost me $10. I've done 8 keyboards with it, and I still have 70% of the jar still left. The only problem with it is you have to open every switch individually and apply lube just on the springs. You don't want lube touching the bottom pins, and you don't want it up top to ooze out and mess up your keycaps. That's right. You should always be careful where you put that lube. You don't want to make a mess. End users don't like messes. I mean, unless they specify that, but that's between you and your client. Get the music back up through this. There you go. There we go. Y'all have any preferences for keyboards? Do you like quiet? Do you like clicky clacky? One of those weirdos that prefer laptop chiclet style keys? I mean, we'll still be friends, but I'll look at you funny. That's right. Always get the client contract in writing. The other thing too is, since I've used the ACO switches in other people's builds, not these specific ones, but I've never built any boards with them, so I don't know if they're 100%. Most of the time you'll find 1 or 2 switches that are just a little off in the box just because of manufacturing. So we may get all the switches in here without bending any pins, and then find out that one or 2 switches from the factories don't work. So. See, like that. I was like, I'm going to put this in upside down. That's a smart thing. There we go. Ooh. That's very nice once they're installed. Ooh. I'm sorry, client. Your keyboard got ate by my cats. So I'll got to keep this one because the cat ate it. Yeah. You like the clicky clacky? So, you know, the whole like the name of the game is mechanical keyboards because these are all mechanical switches, whether they click clack or not. Now, or she's yeah, you know. That's actually what happened to this build. One of the cats did something to it, and yeah. I really thought the board was burnt out, but no, it was just my switches were all gummed up, and I don't know if anybody's eating or not, so I'm not going to state what they were gummed up with, but that was not fun. I did get all the switches working, which was good because since these switches were custom builds, I did something you should never do. I didn't buy any extras. I bought exactly the amount of switches that I needed. And then ended bending some pins, but you can bend you got some leeway in bending the pins back. Yeah, oops. Between building this originally and using it, I want to say there was like a 4 to 6 month period because I was just like, really that happened, and I didn't want to actually had it on the side like under papers and books because I didn't want to deal with it. Anyway, yeah, so almost all mechanical keyboard switches are just that. They're mechanical switches with springs in them. But 5, 6 years ago, optical switches came on the scene, which instead of having a piece of metal that would make a contact, you would break light with every key press. And the cool thing about optical switches is not all, but some optical switches, you can adjust where the break is. So with software, you can be like, that's a key press, or you have to bottom out for a key press. Bad thing with optical switches is they're hella expensive, and not that many boards are compatible with them. Because for all of the different variations on where you break the light and whatnot, it still has to use the keyboard like in out. So there's like, I don't know, 4 to 8 pins depending on the switch manufacturer. So your board choices are very limited, but they are really nice. But I just saw, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? We were on a trip and I was reading. They now have magnetic switches where each switch is an electromagnet, and by telling how much voltage goes in, that gives you more or less resistance. So now you're dialing in how hard or how soft the key press is, plus dialing in where the key press starts. It's like, I like that. I like that a lot. Now we wait to the prerequisite, 5 to 10 years for prices to go down so we can actually use it on the hobby scene. The old IBM M-type keyboards that everybody remembers as being the clicky keyboards, those had standard cherry switches. When I say cherry switches, Cherry is actually a German manufacturer. They used to make all of the mechanical keyboard switches, and then with each color, Cherry switch depended on if it was a clicky, if it was a linear, how much force and whatnot. And that's where, your reds, your blues, your browns, and all that come from. But now there's so many other manufacturers that make Cherry clones, like Gatoron is one I like to use. Akko now. But the IBMs were just standard Cherry switches, and IBM put in springs akin to the springs that you'd find in a pin, a clicky pin. And those keyboards are called buckling spring keyboards because what you do is when you press down, you're actually buckling the spring, and that's what's giving you the ka-chuck. That's so, so satisfying. You know, I'm friends with people that really enjoy ASMR, and I'm friends with people that really enjoy I don't know what you call it, but like the streams where somebody's talking to you like it's a narrative, and they you're a character. And then here I am, late at night on YouTube. I did. Let's. I won't know what happens or not. I did post about it. They're probably all too busy building stuff too, because a couple like novel keys. I was gonna say NK keys, and there's another one had a bunch of sales. A role play. There you go, man. Had a bunch of sales, so they're probably all building stuffs too. But yeah, I'll go now down that rabbit hole and just listen to different people typing on different switches and be like, "Ooh, that's nice. I like that," and then make note of it for builds later. That's also the problem with this hobby is you get all these ideas for builds, and on my Insta, if you look at the people I follow for the ministry Insta, they're beautiful boards. Like they're doing theme boards, like I'm doing. Some, they're casting their own cases in resin, or they're carving them out of wood, or this, that, the other. And I'm like, these boards are fantastic, but I don't have, you know, three, four, five, up to $1,200 per board just because. Kind of have to find that mixture of what do you really like and what can you afford. That's what this was. I splurged very much so on the switches and the keycaps. These are GMK lasers, by the way. GMK is a German manufacturer, and they make really, really nice keycaps, but they know they make really, really nice keycaps. So I bought the base set that didn't include the hiragana keys. So think of this, but without hiragana, and that was 110. And then just the QWERTY alpha characters with hiragana was 60 on top of that. So yeah, just the keycaps alone were 170, somewhere around there. That's right. That's right. Only the best for your, yeah. That's, you can find actually this exact key set. I found a almost perfect looking clone on Amazon the other day for 60, which I thought about getting just to have, for a cheaper build. But like these, you can tell clones from the original, because the clones will be printed on and then epoxied over. So after a while, all of your lettering will rub off. Uh, the originals, these are all, again. Here, I'll pull a key off to show you. Mirror function key. These are called double shot keys. So focus. There you go. So you see you have the base color and then the letter color. But if you flip it over, the letters are actually another plastic casted within. So you can get you can sandpaper or sander or whatnot and just go to town on this, and it's still going to say FN on it because it's just the same all the way down until you get to nothing. Which also that just manufacturing like that is a thing I love to think about because it's like who thought of making a machine that says okay we're going to make these two things and mold them exactly at the same time. I mean, you know, if you get into something, you get into something. You like it, why not? If it brings you joy, it's not a waste. I saw a post the other day on Facebook, and it was a picture of I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. The old Precious Moments porcelain figures. That's right. You keep what sparks joy. I guess that means I'm going to keep all of y'all then, because you all spark joy in me. But yeah, it was a collection of precious moment figures, which were like little angels and cutie little kids, and the caption on it was "Boomer Pops," and that made me laugh so hard because I know so many people that are like, you know, well, this is junk, you know, like all that stuff is total junk. But yeah, with the teardrop shaped eyes. But those same people I know collect pops or anime figures or whatnot, and I'm like, hey, you know, if it brings you joy, if it brought them joy, go right ahead. When I shuffle off of this mortal coil, I'm sure I'm going to have a yeah Beanie Babies. I'm going to have a collection of stuff, and whoever's in charge of it at the time is going to be like, "What is this junk? What are these keyboards? Have a garage sale. Throw them out." Be the end of Citizen Kane, except instead of the sled, they'll be throwing a keyboard into the furnace because we'll still be burning things for heat at that time because that is the way we are, sadly. Also, I love the presentation that these switches came in. This is nice. And the slip cover. Normally, like if you buy like cherries or whatnot, they come in a bubble mailer in a Ziploc baggie, and I'm like, no, this is it's fancy. Huh, one box down, two more boxes to go. Well, two and a half. Yes, yes, but it's considered a classic, ergo I can use it as an example. Also, I couldn't think of a better example, unless y'all can think of a better example. Yes, whatever this says, I don't know. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wore my typing gloves. So these are machine washable. Again, not sponsored, but I wish I was. Ritual Motion makes really good gaming, whatever gloves. These gloves, they make my hands feel all right. But right now, my fingers are super slippery because of all of the lube. And this is after I dried all the outside off, too. Trying to pick these up, and I'm like, ah. Yeah, I mean, it's Citizen Kane. It's no Fritz Lang's Metropolis. I can tell you that much. One of these days, it's one of my favorite sci-fi films. I think we should do a watch along because Metropolis is in the public domain. So I could totally stream that without getting any violations. Yeah. Am I giving you ideas, TV head? We should totes have a couple of watch-alongs. Sure, why not? We could pause it. We could do whatever. I do that every time too when I'm building. I'm like, man, this is good and this is good, and it is a silent film, but it does have an excellent score. And whenever I'm doing a client build, I was like, this is kind of nice. Oop. Get our inter switch in. I'll look up something real fast for you. It was funny. I was telling our friend and fellow streamer Steph Things, who made these sus figures here. I normally don't build things on stream or craft things or whatnot. I am. I'm playing music. Because normally I reserve this as a me activity. This is how I like recharge and whatnot. But I was like, no. Try spreading out. Again, I think I've heard you comment, TV head. If you're going to do something, you might as well stream it while you're doing it. So, but my anxiety was getting the better of me. Come on now. Earlier today, so that little when I was like going back and forth between all my stuff. Earlier today, I put this kit together, which cost all of like, so it was $35 built, $20 in parts, and you put it together. I bought the $20 one because hey, experience is experience, no matter what it is. What if I goof up? What if I? No. Just do the thing. I'm really liking these colors, by the way. Like the deeper dark green from the matcha switches, and the lighter mix of greens that I painted everything. It's exactly what I was going for. Now once we get all of these switches set, what I'll do is I'll unplug my keyboard and plug this one in, and then we'll test them and see what happens. Remember when I was much younger and I took apart a keyboard because I wanted to see how it worked, you know, I knew it was like a series of buttons because in my head, all a keyboard was like a remote control, but sideways. You know, I got a bunch of buttons here, buttons here. I've taken apart plenty of remote controls. Keyboard's the same thing. And then, you know, you pry off the space bar, and it's like, really, this giant button only needs one switch? Well, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, because it's only got one. It's either pressed or it's not pressed. Yeah, of course. Thank you for offering good advice. Oof, man. If these came in packs of 50, I think we'd been okay, but we're gonna have to open up a third batch of switches for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 switches. Well, that's okay. We'll have spares, and in case any of these came from the factory not working, or I drowned them in too much lube. Oh, oops! Didn't put that plastic over there. But come on, open. First time I opened these when I was lubing the switches, they were like super sealed tight, and it went boom, and then all the switches went everywhere. And it was a fun time had by nobody. You know what? I'm not even gonna nest you box since I'm gonna close you up once this is filled. Maybe, possibly. There we go. Five more to go. Yep. So there's a keyboard builder and keycap designer that goes by Sailor Mercury. If any of this interests you, you should totes look her up. I think, yeah, her Twitter handle, her Twitter and Instagram handle are Sailor Mercury. First of all, lucky to have that as their handle because Sailor Mercury is the best. Where is it? It was her and who was the other person that made the Zodiac key set, which I put on this. This is my Plank. Plank is an ortholinear, that is, the keys are all in a line, keyboard. It's a non-solder PCB. You can get different cases. This is the mass drop case I got because anodized aluminum purple, and everything fits nice and neat. All of this, I mean, like, you could get it without this key set and just get like a clone key set, and this will cost you 60, 70 bucks, which is about the same price as you'd pay for a store-bought keyboard, but it'd be better quality, and you would be the one that make it. First keyboard, maybe 2 or 3 hours, and there you go. And then you either will really like the hobby and be like, I like this, let's keep doing this, or I didn't waste a whole lot and I know how to build a keyboard. So also I have what do I have in here? I have copper copper Kali switches. You can hear this one's clicky. Oh no, my avatar is going crazy with the clicks. Yay. We have populated all the switches. That plank I like. Oh, okay, I can do that. Let me here, maybe if I... There you go. Okay, that's enough of that. You like the color scheme, Zaku? Very nice. Very nice. I like it too. Don't listen to those people that say green's not a creative color. They don't know what they're talking about. I was about to pull out the keycaps and be like, look at these keycaps. Oh, yes. Okay, so I actually showed it earlier, but the Let's Split I showed earlier. Yeah, here you go. It is also ortholinear. You can barely hear that. I said, don't listen to those people. I love green, personally. And of course, the back again. Now, you know, your girl don't like to cheap out, so on this one, it attaches to each other with a headphone cable, so you can use them independently, or you could, yeah. Originally, you'd plug USB into this, headphone into this, and then there you go, Bob's your uncle. But the Let's Split, on this one, I installed a controller on each side so you could use them both independently, plug them in. These use what's called a QMK firmware, which used to, you'd put all of your configuration in a text file and then throw it over here via command line. But now you can go on a website and say, this is how many keys are on my keyboard, and it uses QMK. Let's map them and tell it what key I want. You know, maybe instead of Y, you want F12. And you map all that, you hit create, and it gives you the text file formatted perfectly to throw in here. A lot of people don't know, on a standard keyboard, you have F1 through F12, but on the ASCII standard, which we use here in the US, it goes up to like F18, 19, I want to say. So on this tiny one I built today, I have F13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, since 99.99% of the time your application isn't going to use that. But I can tell my PNG app to use them, and then I can do this on whatever I'm streaming, and it's not going to cause any sort of craziness. So, yeah, let's ooh thumbnail right there, yeah. So I'm going to unplug mine. Now, this one is standard USB-C, and mine was standard USB-C, but a cool life hack for like $3 to $5 on Amazon, eBay, whatever corporate capitalist company you want to send your money to. You can find these magnetic quick disconnects that are just clones of the mag plug that Apple uses. And I do that because, oh, jeezums. Oh, Lord. Something just fell off the shelf. Oh, that's okay. It was Papa the Fourth that fell off the shelf and gave me a fright. You get back there. Back on yourself. Anyway, I do that because a lot of the kits, a lot of the boards, the USB, the port is soldered directly onto the board and not on a daughter card. So you know, I'm always paranoid about breaking it. So like, let me. Speaking of, actually, I'm not going to because that's the other side. I'll just grab a USB cable. We'll be safer today. Because of the plug on these boards are on the side instead of the top, I pick up these 90-degree right angle ones too for clients. They're nice and they're braided. They're not coiled. Like that's a whole subculture unto itself in the mechanical keyboard community are cable makers. There's so many like, ooh, we're going to use aircraft plugs and it's going to be coiled and it's going to be coiled with like 4 different colors and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, that's all well and good, but I really don't care. A cable, if it's a cable, it'll be fine, you know. Plugged in. Plug this in up here. Oh, okay, we can plug it, unplug that. We're not using the Steam controller right now. We can unplug the Steam controller. Close up of my arm. Ah. Oh wow, there you go. Focus, focus. Come on. Follow my hand. Follow my hand. Follow my hand. Oop. Actually, let me Yeah, buddy. So yeah, this is your number lock. And that's your caps lock. So caps and number lock are on right now, so they're just solid red. Off, you got the rainbow, or we can, I forgot how many there's pre-programmed. You can program the keys on this board. It requires some configuration. I normally keep it on cycle mode, so like you have this, has a little rave disco. Let's see. I'm having too much fun with this. Pew, 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 that's right. I don't even think I have this pattern. Like mine only has like 5 pre-programmed patterns and I have to program any others if I want. This is kind of nice. Chaser. Waves, catch the wave. All the power. poor camera's like, I don't know how to keep focus. The colors are actually a lot richer. I don't know. I mean, I think the camera's blowing them out because it's got low light capture on. Oh yeah, the fade. Do 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 do. Oh, we ran out of tunes. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, that's nice. The music even goes with it. Come on now, focus. Oh, even better. I don't know if that effect's being picked up on camera, what I see in OBS, so that's pretty sweet. The reflections in the lens. Mm-hmm. We were this far into the keyboard build when the drugs kicked in. Ah! Knocking over my tea. Individual colors. There you go. We'll set it on that, but let me turn the lights back on. Watch your eyes, everybody. Minnie needs her light because her eyes are bad. It's always bread o'clock. That's right. It is bread o'clock. Papa, I swear, if you fall one more time. So then we're gonna go to. Let's see if Minnie can type without seeing the keys. Nope. Nope. And yes, I know mine is still plugged in, but where is the challenge in that? Oh, snap. So far, every switch is doing what it's supposed to. Dut, 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 dut. That's right. Diet Dr. Beepus. It's wet. There we go. We found our culprits. F5 and F6. Actually, no, they are working because I think I've got them in function mode. Yep, ha! Whew, we did it. All of the switches are working. No bent pins and no connectivity issues. Hot diggity dog. Unplug that. Now to show off the keycaps. So that's one thing I didn't tell y'all. Let me go for, because I'll be quite honest from what we were talking about. This isn't it can be a cheap hobby, but for the most part, it really isn't. You know, if you want to take the time and like solder your board instead of having hot swappable, that will give you a price break. But then, of course, you know, your time is money. The Keychron components, so like the case, the board, the battery pack, that right there is going to run you about 110, 120 bucks. 3 boxes of the Akos were 50, which actually isn't bad for Switches. They're priced very competitively because they're the new kid on the block. Cherries are always really expensive, but they're really good. I mean, they're industrial workhorses. These were really expensive that I have in mind because to make one Switch, you have to take apart 2 Switches and put them together. Funny story about that. There is a Switch called the Holy Panda, and the Holy Panda is... I almost started typing on this one. I forget what 2 switches. Yeah, so the Holy Panda are either Halo Clears or Halo Trues, which are the same switch. I don't care what people say. That the insides of those with the outside of the Invir Panda switches. Those are called Holy Pandas, right? Super overpriced, overhyped, in my opinion. They're good switches, but you'll find switches just like it for much cheaper. But they were the first combined switch. Well, because Holy Pandas were so expensive and they're 2 switches put together, you had the parts that were discarded. Well, a couple of people in the community bought all of the discarded parts and made switches out of those, which they called, unironically, unholy pandas, and they hyped them just as much as holy pandas. So now you have the holy panda camp, the unholy panda camp, and then the rest of us that are like, you can just fight among yourselves. We've got better switches. But yeah, the switches in this cost, I want to say 85, give or take. Where'd my notes go? Yeah, so then to match what we got here, I picked up GKS is a really good chip manufacturer. These are the GKS matchas. With, and the camera's going to pick it up, the hiraganas. I like the design of these. I like the color of these. I think it's going to match well with this. And just like this set here, there was multiple cases I got. I'm not going to use the special keys on it. It came with some special keys that I'm going to leave off the build only because I'm going for a specific aesthetic here, but I will show you them. So here's the rest of them that we're going to put on. But like, yeah, see, it's got a matcha with some snacky keys. We'll start to populate. Again, with the two different colored lights and whatnot, I don't know if these aren't actually white. If they look white, they're actually a very light cream green. Hackers, it's right. You know, everybody likes to, when it comes to like old computer films, how silly they were, like hackers and stuff like that. But it's a terrible film in my opinion, but also a guilty pleasure. Sandra Bullock in The Net. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that. That is freaking hilarious. So on Windows and on Macs, if you hold down the Shift key too long, it'll give you sticky keys, which is an option for people that can't hold down keys. If maybe you don't have all your digits, something like that. And this way you can hold down one key at a time, but it counts it as multiple ones. Well, when you do that, on a Windows machine, it would make a sound, but on a Mac machine, it would pop up this like funny looking symbol in the top right hand corner of the screen. And in that movie, um, she goes to a website, and I still remember Mozart's Ghost was the website. And she clicked on some pictures and whatnot, and then this strange little symbol pops up on the screen. And if she clicks that, then she could log into the mainframe and whatnot. And in my head, because I was a Mac user at the time, I was like, "That's just the sticky keys. Like that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works." But again, guilty pleasure. What was the one with? There was one with Will Smith, I want to say, and Gene Hackman. Um, where he has a portable like computer slash radio device to detect things, and it was the portable TurboGrafx video game console. Did he hide something in the TurboGrafx? It's been a while, but I remember him putting something in. It wasn't the TurboGrafx though. You know what I'm talking about? What's that movie called? uh, Hollywood's use of technology. That payphone scene. Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. I knew y'all had my back. And yes, enemy of the state. Thank you. I'm gonna put that on my list of movies I should rewatch. I kind of remember. I think we even saw that in the theater. This is true. This is true. I remember that. And then there was oh, what was it? There you go. There was executive decision where there was a bomb, and it's like they opened it up and it had all these moving bits and whatnot, and it's like, oh no, it's a bomb. Yeah, all it was a hard drive with the case taken off, so you could see the platters spin and the armatures go back and forth. Thank you, Hollywood. Of course, I want to say I remember very few reports at of was this pre T? Yeah, it was pre TSA. Airport people, you put your external hard drive through the X-ray machine. It's like it looks like a bomb because I watched a movie once, and that's what bombs look like. I'm trying to remember any other bad technology examples. I mean, some of the older ones, it's easy to make fun of, but they were like really fanciful, so it didn't count in my opinion. Like Flight of the Navigator, if y'all remember that one. Not Flight of the Navigator. Excuse me. Not Flight of the Navigator. What was it? It was around the same time the kids make a spaceship time machine like looks like a ball, and it's powered by an Apple II. And as an owner of an Apple tool, let me tell you, that thing does not have enough power to, power your wristwatch versus a freaking spaceship time machine. They were looking for with the videotape of the congressman being murdered. That's right. Hey, this one even has the yen symbol. I don't even have a explorers. There you go. Mine doesn't even have the yen symbol. So when you get keycaps, there's different heights of keycaps. Okay, so like these here are OEM. Each row is angled a different, so it kind of goes down and then back up. which on a standard keyboard would be fine. So this is your spacebar row, then row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you like moved them around, you could tell that they don't belong there. On this specific kit, since these are the keys that they are, these three here are actually lower because they should be on not the top row, right? On my smaller builds, I used what's called DSA keys, which are these short keys, but there is no height difference. All the keys are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter what row you put them on and what angle, they're always going to feel the same, right? The matchas I found, which were in XDA, which are like the DSAs, just higher. So they're not they don't feel chiclety, so to speak. And these are the first time I've ever used XDAs, and I'm like, this is it, man. This is it. The future. Where are we? There we are. Instead of page up on these, the cases PU and PD. The future is now SNK. Winners don't use drugs. William Sessons, FBI. I remember there was an EPA screen on the old arcade cabs from that same era, but I don't remember that. I always remembered the William Sessions one because, I mean, that's fair. I just remember it though because it was a part of my childhood. Because it was on like most SNK games, and I was an SNK whore. Give me my Samurai Showdown 2. Thank you very much. And that do 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 do. Actually, I'll hold up. I'm gonna. Where are we? I'm gonna play it for old time's sake because it's such a good. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff right there. Okay, where are we? Where are we? I don't know where we are. That's some good shit. Yeah, that's the best shit. Heck, even the Neo Pocket Color. I don't know if the other Pocket Neo had the same one or not, but that even had a banging boot sound. There we go. See, I mean, I like the you say that. You say that's just like your opinion, man. I almost want to say more formative than either of those for me was, yeah, Sega, but that wasn't on all of them. Sega. Come on. Well, I know what's making your hair stand sometimes. It's the fact, is the laser going to boot the disc or not? No, no, boo, boo, that's terrible. Nope. There it is. See, we can laugh about that now, but I wouldn't have made that joke then. Oh yeah, the Game Boy, but ding. So, little technical aside for y'all. The that little when the Nintendo scroll with the the racetrack logo and the bading, that's actually when the Game Boy runs its ROM copyright protection. Each manufacturer of games, publisher of games, was permitted, if you were going to publish for Nintendo on the Game Boy, a specific memory address that would read and write to the Game Boy ROM, and that's how Big N knew if you paid them royalties or not. If it didn't, if you didn't, the Game Boy would it would freeze the processor. It would actually halt all instruction. That didn't stop a lot of people. You would get like some of the Bible games, and of course, a better example would be the game Genie, that would have a pass-through connector, and it would boot the Nintendo, the Game Boy, with whatever game with that opcode, and then inject its own code into the RAM. That's why homebrew for older Nintendo systems what was always such a pain. The cowboy period of gaming consoles. The Bible game is super rare. There was a few of them. I can't remember the publisher's name. Then you had some like Tengen, which was just Atari, who uh, who would just either brute force it or use somebody else's. Like if you opened up the same game but different versions of it, the boot ROM it used were just copies from other publishers. We need a bigger shift, please. Maybe this one. Of course, nowadays you can freaking get a card. They sell like original or Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance cartridges that have a boot ROM on it and like a micro SD card to just run ROMs. I always like to pick up one like because they have one like that for some of the like you can get one for the N64, but my personal one what is it? It's not Castlevania. It's a play on Castlevania. It's a supplier I like to follow. They put out one for the Sega Saturn and the Sega Dreamcast, and the unit itself replaces your CD-ROM or GD-ROM, depending on the console, drive itself. It plugs into that, and then you put all of your ISO files on an SD card there, and there's no need for like disk swapping or whatnot because the game thinks, oh, that disk's in, there you go. Mind you, you're looking at small batch PCB printing, so you know it's like 150 to 250. And wow, this piece of music, it's just like it wants to be Axel F so bad. Oh, you can't? I'm sorry. Right? It wants to be. It's like right there on the cusp. Great value, Axel F. Well, with pieces like that, that might be a good thing for Go-Go. The V is for value. Yeah, I'm so kicking myself because Novel Keys, that MK65 I was telling you about, they make different versions of that kit. One of them they put out last week was the Terminal Green Edition, which I was thinking about getting for myself to build on stream, and for what it came with, because it was everything. It was switches, and you had like 5 different options. Um, Translucent black keys with like neon green typefaces, and a translucent neon green. They called it phosphor colored case with LEDs for like $300. It was nice, but it sold out like that within hours of them announcing it. I'm like, it's a 65% board. So I'm like, yeah, but that aesthetic though. I just got an email from them uh, saying that they're selling for the same well, original, where is it? It's I forgot what wasn't Tech Fix, it was I'm you know, I would totally do that too. For in like the Matrix, I was just like, yeah, let me mess with oh, for pity's sake, I can't find what I wanted to yeah, so they made in conjunction with so it is not an optical board, pet. It is not an optical board. It is a mechanical board, but it is not clicky. It is linear. And the keys have been lubed. Thank you very much. So they're nice and smooth. Anyway, they a while back they made a NK65 kit for the Random Frank P YouTube channel, right? And they're like, oh, look, it's a mechanical keyboard kit and this, that, and the other. And it is very nice looking, and they made specific colored switches for it. But it kind of flopped because same price, you could get their regular one, and the Random Frank P viewership were like, we'll just buy a Corsair or whatnot. We don't know about these. Build our own keyboards. So they're like, we have plenty of them in stock, so tell us what switches you want, and we'll give you the whole kit with a carrying case and this, that, and the other for $200 out of the door. Let me see if I can't. Yeah, like I've really thought about getting one just because it's nice. And they have, and Pet will like this, they have Box Jades. Box Jades are the loudest clicky switch on the market. I mean, it's you want click, that's where you can't get any more click than that. But they're transparent. So I'm gonna drag this on my screen on OBS just to show you how cool this is when everything is together. Let's cover everything up. Yeah. Check that out. $200. Enhance! There you go. Oh yeah, yeah. So the space bar and let me yes, I want to remove. Right. Okay, let me. Yes, it is. It is a topo. Open image, a new tab. Let me show you the back of it, as well as the switch I really like, the recolored box jade. Save. So yeah, this is the back of the keyboard, with continuing with the topo map design. And then the box jades themselves, if you bought standard like bog box jades, they would be jade color inside plastic in a white housing. But for them to glow with the LEDs, that's the recolor. And I was like, that's the mwah, chef's kiss. And I thought about it, like, if I wanted to do a build of myself, they've got plenty of the recolored box jades in stock, so I could just buy the switches. But I'm like, it's not a bad kit. It's not a bad kit at all. Ah, there it is. I was like, where are my tiny ones? Here they are. So on this kit, this key right here, on mine I have a super special, my most special key. It is a, come on, focus. Tiny Shinto shrine within the key. There we go. That Pagogo got me for my birthday. Handmade. Yeah, like, that's another thing. Custom keys are a thing. And they are awesome. This key is a special key on the kit because that controls your lighting effects. So if you buy keycaps, you're not going to have a special lighting effect key. I've got a special key coming for this. You mean this key ball TV head? Yes, the key ball was a gift from TV Head themselves, which I love very much too. And it has my spare modifiers on it, so I can play with this while I'm watching streams and what have you. My other two special keys are the cat on the small board that I used today. Come on, there you go. Little Mamushka cat. Then Jelly Keys makes excellent custom keys, and they'll charge you an arm and a leg for them, but they are worth it. I think Pet will enjoy the packaging on the keys. So, in this wooden box with a wax seal, and you open it up. It's a dog tag that's got the serial number of the key. And this was from their Lost Civilizations line. Tell me that ain't friggin' awesome. And then, yeah, laser etched on the bottom is the serial number that matches the dog tag. You may have encouraged me to buy that one. Maybe, just a little. I can stop when I want. I don't know what you're talking about. So for right now, I think we will use in lieu of blanks, because again, this is my first set at this size. I will use the matcha key itself for the LED light. Make sure even pressure is applied to all of them. And we're not done yet. We still got to finish constructing the case. But I do think it's a beauty. So to frame it, it has these metal frames. And the side frames. I was like, where did I put the screws? Oh no. But no, I put them over here, where they would be safe. So I wouldn't be screwed. That's absolutely right. We can put plenty of torque in this screw because it's a Torx bit. Her. Now let's see if I remember what side goes up. Not that way. Hey, Critzy. Welcome, welcome. We're building. We're just finishing up building this new board. Nice. Very nice. See, it frames it very, very well. I just have to slide it in the correct position. Of course, the tolerances are a little, I'm not sure yet. I was going to, though. I was going to play a game once the build's done so we can test it. Put it through its paces. Oh. Pong. No, we're not playing Pong. There we go. I like Pong, but I want something that uses more than 2 keys. Steely. And besides, we don't play Pong around here. We play, what is it, TV Head? Rage Ball, yeah. Put my tools aside real fast. And there it is. The MS 8890. Breakout, more like Arknoid. Two levels of extension. Now, this has got 2 more things going for it. Well, I need to do what I'm going to do off stream. Well, one is the power key replacement, and two, on custom builds, like really custom builds like that, I like to install back plates. So it won't. I don't think it will show up on camera. You can tell it's a little rough here because there's not enough plastic and metal on the back side of this case. Well, and there's a battery right here. So I wasn't going to screw the custom back plate on to this one. I'm going to have to adhesive it, but that will go right there, and that will be the finishing touch. Yee. If you enjoy watching me build keyboards, you can jump to, let's see, I threw some more ones in here. Where'd it go? I can actually do the wood and brass ones. Wow, I almost tried to, because it's not even plugged in right now. Come on, Minnie. You can go to the website and throw bones at the coffee. I've got that set up finally. I did it again. You know what? Wait, we'll use this one. Why not? That's why it's here. We built the thing. We're gonna use it. Of course, the colors aren't as awesome with the keycaps on, but they still look hella sweet. It's almost like a mech booting up. We also need to set up all your commands, TV head. I'm going to take a drink, and I want to remind you all you could take a drink too. Yes. Did you fill out that form I gave you so we could flash what keys do what? I kind of already knew the answer, but you know. You're not dumb. We all do dumb things, but we're not dumb. There you go. How about now? Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna. It kind of does. There you go. Now the camera's really not going to be able to focus. here, I think, again. There you go, I just locked the focus now. Haha, there you go. Had to block my case lighting. There's also a good visualization of how backlighting looks with a dark colored and dark colored and light colored keycaps. And you say that, Pet, but I've seen that. I've seen people program games. I've seen somebody do a very basic Super Mario Brothers clone on the keyboard. Go back to there we go. Hey, watch your eyes, everyone. Ah! I just said that, and then I made myself go blind. Or blinder, I should say. I want to throw us back into chat only mode right now. And see something real fast. I have an idea, and I don't know if it's a good idea or not. So I'm going to maybe do something. Right now I'm looking for my post-it notes. Normally I have like a bazillion post-it notes, and I can't find any of them right now. Post-it notes. Where are you? Quick, TV head. Give me a post-it note through chat. Well, shoot. That's okay. I decided against it anyway. I decided against it. It's okay. It's okay. Once the we'll go back to craft cam. There you go. Once delivery is done to the client, I'll have the client decide if I can show the back plate and all that jazz. Because you don't want to give away all the special sauce. So yeah, that's this is a build. This completes tonight's build. We'll get to some gaming in a moment, but I'll go through some things again. It was a Keychron K4 hot swappable board with upgraded battery and aluminum backplate, custom paint, Akko CS switches, they're matcha green linear ones. I want to say those are 50 grams before it starts to go. All of them are lubed with Krytox 25G0 lubricant and GKS XD PBT keycaps. All together, we're looking at you too could build one of these for very own for about 300 to 350 bucks. So lewd. And I still have lube on my hands too. Oh, there you go. Yeah. This is for you, Guron. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That's for the only hands. I like that. OH, only hands. So we'll go back to. We'll kill our craft cam and go back to chat only while I figure out what we're gonna test. Where are? Oh wow, that playlist stopped right on time. Let's open up Steam. Steam, please. Please, sir, I want some Steam. Don't tempt me with that, Steam. So the what is it? Square just released all the pixel perfect versions of Final Fantasy 1 through 6, and I really want them. I'm not gonna lie, I really want them. The 2D ones were my fave, but I'm like $100 for games I own on various consoles. Now, on the other hand, I could play them all on the PC and not, have them on various consoles, but I thought about one of the portals, but I usually play Portal on with the Steam controller, so I'd have to set it up on the keyboard. I want something that's more keyboard heavy though. Because Portal's more mouse heavy because of, the portals. Da, da, da. Did somebody say hacknet? I thought about that too, Zaku. Not that heavy. Come on now. You know what? You know what? No. No, no, no. No, you're right though. You're right. All right, hold on. Let me get the camera out of the way. I had to mount it obviously so we could see the keyboard, but now it's way in my way. It's actually blocking the view of the monitor. Oh boy. I was blocking the view of my monitor. It's yeah, typing of the dead. Hold on, I've got one. I've got one that screams mini. It's under my favorite. Where's my favorites? Come on. Mario Teeth is typing. Let me mute desktop audio. Give me studio mode. Now. I think it's still in Windows. I loved Math Blast. Oh, freaking A, that was so loud. Oh, 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 my ears, my ears. Uh, owie, owie, owie. Oh, Lord, okay. Oof. Well, thank you for stopping by, Pat. Thank you very much. Please do have a blessed and peaceful rest of your night. No promises. Oh, it's not going to work that way. Okay, let's stop that, and we're going to go window capture. We're not going to do window capture. Hmm. The game I want to play, it does not want to, does not want to. Blessed, blessed, blessed. Sorry about this, everyone. Little technical difficulties. Please stand by. Actually, it's a good time to let's take a bio break while I do this. There we go. We'll keep my mic on so I can talk to y'all, beautiful people. But where are... Okay, I'm back and I got it working, so yay. I really wanted to play the startup sound that the game makes, but after all that trouble, I'm like, no, 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 we'll just change this into it. There we go. Doop, doop, doop. There we go. Okay, I think this should work now. So this is TIS 100. This is a game. I know it looks like a OS because it is actually built to look like a an old, like an Apple II, an old 8-bit computer. Nighty night, Pagogo Power Science teacher. Thanks for staying up with us, especially for the keyboard build. Mwah. Welcome back, TV Head. So it's a very, very, very mini-esque game. I don't know if the text comes out to y'all or not, but each one of these is a memory bank, and then we're going to program assembly. It's a fun game. So like right now, if we ran it, it'll say, do, 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 do. It's not giving us what we need. So we need to read a value from in.x, and write the value to out.x, and then in.a, out.a. So right now, if we run it again, we'll see. We're only getting one. We're not getting the other. So we've got move up, down, move up, down, move up, down here. We know it works on that side. So on this side, we will have to write down, I think. And then this is your input and your output here. So then we'd have to move it up and left, I think. I'm just going to do one round of this because I want to test the keyboard my way, and then we can play something else. But give me this. So we're getting some. Well, I don't know. TV Head, do you want spoilers for TIS 100 or not? Because at the end of it, it gets a very war game-esque. The story is like you found this computer, like in the attic of grandpa's, and it comes with a binder. You can print out the PDF, and it's like this coffee stained assembly manual for the computer. But then it shows how to connect. It shows how to connect it to the network, and then you start doing all sorts of other stuff. Move up, I think, and then down from the stack. And then move that up and then to the right. It's a slow build. And then let me run it again. Move. Oh yeah, I'm putting too many letters in the opcodes. Run. Let's see. Nope, we're getting there. We're getting there. One more output. One more output. And let's give it a go. Let's see. Oh snap! Yay! We did it. We did it. And there you go. As you can see, I may have already beat the whole game, but yeah. That set down sound though. Mwah. See, it has a really good boot up sound too, but for whatever reason it would not go. That's from the same makers of Shenzhen IO. I thought about that. You know what? Let's do some If your computer still shuts down like that, I don't know what to tell you you're on. Let me studio mode it. I'm just gonna go with an old classic I really like. I've played it so many times. Let's just play some Love. Let's see. Jump. Right, right. Nope, there you go. I just killed myself because oh yeah, I need to do that. You want to give it a go? You've got the power. You should be able to maybe. Hold on, let me let's do this. Let's go. I got it. I got it. There we go. Updated. Oh no, you're good. So the keyboard works perfectly for this. I just can't play it very well right now because I'm trying to, since I haven't played Love on the big monitor, the resolution's making the game very tiny, so I'm trying to play it while watching it in OBS, but there's a delay. So Love was made by the one and only Fred Wood, who we love and enjoy the works of. And if memory serves me right, so Love came out first, and then Kuso, and on his Twitter feed, he just announced Love Chapter 2. So I'm really excited about that. So tiny to see. It's almost like the Windows 2 mini roll credits. Ah. Nope. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Just jumped right off the edge, Mini. Come on. There you go. I was like, why did the window get smaller? Because of the, I just got an achievement, if you want to call it that, called Overly Cautious, which is placing 250 or more, respawn points already. Which I think is pretty hilarious, because I've played this game so many times and never had that, never got that achievement. Yeah, if you can make it, you can make it through that gap. I am not going to. Ah. Oh, so close. I also love the music. All of Wood's games have like just really delightful, at least to me anyway. You know. Almost. Nope. I'm gonna die so many times here. Ah. Actually, you know what? I think we'll stop it here. Turn that down. Let's go back to chat only. Keyboard works. It's tested. It's built. I got to build it with everybody I love, which is all of y'all. It's almost going to be 1 o'clock. I did start this stream at 10, an hour earlier than I normally do. So it might be a good time to raid somebody. I'm gonna see if who's up. I don't know about you all, but I'm calling tonight's stream a success. Thank you, Giron. I don't know. They actually came out with I forgot the name of that game TV head, but they just came out with a sequel. which I really, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy. I think we will do, um, finances permitting, I think we'll do some more keyboard builds in the future. I need to push my services. I haven't in a while. Let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Fumo is on. We always like her, and she's doing the Final Fantasy. Right? let's do Fumo. Everybody up for a raid just to visit one of our friends? Thank y'all for being such a good chat. I'm trying to what is it? I can't remember. There it is. I'm gonna switch this back to makers and crafting. Thank y'all for coming out and spending so much time with me, doing something that I love. And hopefully I've shared my love of it with you. And maybe one day I'll see builds from y'all. That'd be fun. I've been to a couple of mechanical keyboard meetups, and ooh, buddy, you want you want nerds? Yeah, yeah. No. I just want Fumo as a name, not the whole link. But thank you, OBS. Okie dokie. I love y'all. I really do. Remember that y'all are loved, and you're valid, and have a blessed and peaceful evening. I see y'all later. Mwah.